Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to 2024. We got a brand new year and a brand new slate of movies for this year. Although, kind of looking at it though, I mean, 2023 was a great year for films. And of course, you can check out my top 10 of the year and all that stuff. But 2024, looking at the slate here, I mean, there's some great films that are coming out this year that I'm really looking forward to. But really looking at it overall, I mean, some people are kind of saying like, oh, 2024 is going to be a filler year. And, it's not because, again, we have some great films coming out this year. But then again, when you really look at it, it kind of is a filler year. Like, you look at these movies and it's like, oh, yeah, that's going to be cool and that's going to be cool. And then it's like, that's it. Okay. Like, there's really not like a whole lot of big stuff coming out here. I mean, we only have a very few select comic book films, only one MCU film, only one DC film, and then Sony's doing their 3 Marvel movies, but nobody really wants to see those. And also when you look at like 2025 is going to be a packed year. Like that's going to be a big year for film. So in a way, this kind of is a filler year, but hopefully that means that some of the smaller films will have a bigger chance to shine because, of course, all the movies we're looking at here really are blockbusters. So I am looking forward to seeing what type of smaller indie films we'll get, awards films that'll actually be up for awards for next year's Oscars. But those aren't movies we really find out about until trailers come out and until people really start talking about them themselves. Because oftentimes there's not really lots of buzz around those movies until people see them and there's word of mouth. But for 2024, we're going to talk about my most anticipated films for this year. Of course, just my own personal opinion. You can let me know your own anticipated movies lists in the comments below. I am going to do a top 10. So we're just going to do a bit of a speed run here, just through some honorable mentions. These are all movies that I plan on seeing at some point. Some maybe in theaters, some maybe I'll wait for streaming or DVD, Blu-ray, wherever physical media still exists in places. Not at Best Buy, we know that. So yeah, a lot of these, like, I'm not super hyped for, but like, I'm going to watch them. Mainly because, the Sony Marvel movies, I don't really want to go see them, and I wish they kind of didn't exist, but, I'm a Marvel guy, of course I'm still going to watch them. We got Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. I watched the first movie. It wasn't great, but, I mean, they got a bigger budget this time around, and we got Tigger, we got Owl, we got some other characters in here, so that's kind of cool. Madam Web, like I said, I mean, out of all the Sony Marvel movies coming out this year, this is probably the one I'm least looking forward to. Mufasa, the Lion King prequel. I enjoyed the 2019 version. I'm looking forward to seeing some new story here. Kraven the Hunter. I am actually kind of looking forward to this, to be completely honest. Aaron Taylor Johnson, great actor. I like Kraven as a character. I'm excited to see Rhino here. Bob Marley, One Love. I don't really know much about Bob Marley. I don't know a whole lot of his music, but I love Kingsley Ben-Adir. The trailer looked pretty good, so I'm looking forward to that. Venom 3. We don't know much about this. I like the first 2 Venom movies, but supposedly there's going to be some sort of Spider-Man thing going on here in this film, so we'll see on that. Kung Fu Panda 4. Yes, I love the first 3 movies. Actually, I don't think I've seen Kung Fu Panda 3. I love the first 2 Kung Fu Panda movies. I grew up with those films. Jack Black is back. This movie is like really bringing things full circle, bringing back all the villains and all the different characters from previous films. I'm looking forward to it. Sonic 3. I like the first 2 movies. They're certainly quite a bit of fun. But we don't know if Jim Carrey is coming back for this one. And with Shadow coming, I think that's cool. I really don't know a whole lot about Sonic lore, but I'm looking forward to it still. Dune Part 2, I haven't seen the first movie, but I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to watch it right before Part 2 comes out in theaters. Go see Part 2, so stay tuned for a review on that. Godzilla x Kong. I really thoroughly enjoyed Godzilla vs. Kong. So I'm really looking forward to this one. I mean, the trailer, it looks a little cheesy, a little over the top, but still looks like it's going to be fun. And finally, for honorable mentions, we have Despicable Me 4. Grew up with this franchise and the Minions franchise, so of course I'm looking forward to this. Hopefully, they pull a Kung Fu Panda and they bring back Vector in this. Vector just came back in a little short released from Illumination alongside Migration, so I'd love to see some Vector in Despicable Me 4. But number 10 on my top 10 most anticipated films of 2024 is Beetlejuice 2. The first movie, I mean, it's a Halloween cult classic. I definitely wouldn't say I love the movie. It's a really weird, funky film, but Michael Keaton, he's great. You got Jenna Ortega in here, a lot of returning characters as well, so that's going to be fun. Number 9, Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. I really enjoyed Ghostbusters Afterlife. I always love Paul Rudd, so great to see him back here. We got the return of the other original Ghostbusters as well, and also I think this is going to be interesting because it's so different for the Ghostbusters franchise, like Frozen Empire. It's just very extremely different. Obviously, Afterlife, it brought back Gozer and did a lot of similar stuff to the original film, so this is going to be very extremely different. Number 8, I believe, is the new Karate Kid movie. This is one that I'm very mixed about because I didn't think it was a good idea to do a new Karate Kid film, especially when Cobra Kai is so freaking amazing. And that's probably my most anticipated thing out of everything this year is the final season of Cobra Kai coming to Netflix. So hyped for that. But with the recent announcement that Ralph Macchio and Jackie Chan are going to be in this movie, we're combining the two Karate Kid universes. That's really my most intriguing point for this film is to find out how all that's going to work. I mean, we're getting a new Karate Kid. As long as it doesn't step on the toes of Cobra Kai, it could be kind of good. Then we got Fall Guy. This is a movie that I just very recently watched the trailer for. When I went to see Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, it played this trailer, and it looked awesome. I mean, I love Ryan Gosling. 2023 for me was the year of Ryan Gosling. I loved him as Ken in Barbie. Ken is like my whole personality now. I also watched La La Land for the first time ever. Now, my favorite movie of all time. So, love me some Ryan Gosling. And this looks like a great film. It looks like a lot of fun. Then we got Wicked. Now, Wicked, I don't know I haven't seen Wicked. I don't know much of the music from Wicked, but I'm a musical theater nerd, and I love The Wizard of Oz, and so I'm really looking forward to this. This is going to be a 2-part film. Part 2 comes out in 2025, so I'm looking forward to Wicked. Then we have Whitebird, A Wonder Story. Now, this is one that nobody's talking about, but what a lot of you might not remember is there's this movie that came out a couple years ago. Actually, it was back when I was in 7th grade, I think, and now I'm in college. It was called Wonder, and it was based on this book, and it was a fantastic film. I love that movie. I love Wonder, and this is the spin-off from Wonder, based on another actual book, and so it brings back one of the characters from that film and explores his story now at a new school. And this movie was supposed to come out like 2 years ago, and then it got delayed to 2023, and now apparently it's coming out this year, this October. And so I'm really looking forward to this. I'm excited. I watched the trailer came out years ago, so I'm really excited to actually finally see this film on full display. Then we have If. If is something I'm really anticipating because it's an original idea. That's something Hollywood's always kind of lacking in nowadays is original ideas. This is an original idea from John Krasinski and Ryan Reynolds. What a combination right there. It looks like it's going to be a fun, funny movie, star-studded cast, all about imaginary friends. I think it's going to be a really good film. Then we have Inside Out 2, kind of in a way talking about imaginary friends. I mean, if shout out to Bing Bong and Inside Out 1, but Inside Out, the first movie, is probably my favorite Pixar film. I love that movie, so I'm so glad we're finally getting a sequel. It does suck that we don't have Bill Hader and Mindy Kaling coming back and they've been recast, but I'm looking forward to seeing the new emotions introduced here and what else is going to be in store for Inside Out 2. Then we have Joker 2, aka Joker Folie 2. Now, Joker, the first movie, I've still only seen it once because it's a movie it's like, this is a really good movie, but it's not something you want to watch very often because it's a really dark, depressing film, but it's a really well-made movie. And now with the sequel being a musical and bringing in Lady Gaga as Harley Quinn, I'm really intrigued to see Joker Folie 2. And of course, number 1 on the list, as for most people, is Deadpool 3. Which I never would have thought this would have been number one on my list because I haven't even seen the first two Deadpool movies. I guess I'll wait and do that, when we get closer to this film's release. But I'm really looking forward to this. You bring back Hugh Jackman with the classic yellow and blue suit. It looks beautiful. And then with all the other multiverse stuff that they've got going on here, it looks like it's going to be great. It's going to be like Spider-Man No Way Home, but for the Fox X-Men characters. I think that's going to be awesome. Even though I don't have a huge attachment to those movies or those characters, I still think it's going to be a lot of fun. And also, Marvel Studios clearly is confident in this film. This is supposed to be the movie that really leads into Avengers 5 and Secret Wars, and is the only MCU film coming out this year. And clearly, they're pretty confident in it. I trust Ryan Reynolds. I trust Sean Levy. So I'm looking forward to it. But, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that is 2024, my most anticipated films that I'm going to be seeing in 2024. Like I said, it is kind of like, that's it. But I'm looking forward to it. I think we got some good ones that are coming out here, but I suppose we'll see. So stay tuned for more in the future with this brand new year as we, enter it here and start some new beginnings. But anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What are you most looking forward to in 2024 for film? And thanks for watching. Please drop a like if you enjoyed this video and hit the subscribe button so I keep up to date on everything that goes on in the movie life.